I'm having trouble trying to sleep.
No, not me. It's nice and cool out there.
I'm counting sheep, but running out.
Means we get into fall. We're going to talk about what that means in a minute.
As time ticks by,
Tick-tock.
still I try. No rest for cross-chops in my mind. On my own, here we go.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're dialed in live and direct. I'm your host, Ron Klinger, and this is the experience known as the Unleashed Radio Hour. We're glad to have you along here today on this fine, and I mean fine, F to the I to the N to the E, fine Monday that it is. The weather is cool here in H-Town. Let me tell you something. I'm loving every minute of it. And look, I got to go to a break here in less than a minute, but I want to put something up on a tee to you. First off, to those bosses that are out there, happy Bosses Day. And if that's news to your ears, then take care of your boss. Hey, get something here going later today or later when the case might be. Hey, look, we dial in. We're going to talk about, hey, it's college knowledge for right now today. I go back and forth on topics, but today we got to talk about staying strong on that academic and college career. Hey, look, music. What? Music? Oh, yep, that's time to go to a break. You're listening to the Unleashed Radio Hour on Business 1110, KTEK.
It's estimated that 9 out of 10 individual investors fight a losing battle against the big institutions. So what can you do about it? Hi, I'm Mary Beth Motisi, owner of Online Trading Academy here in Houston. Listen to Power Trading Hour to learn how the markets really work and how to think and act like the professionals. Call us at 281-820-8905 to register for our complimentary half-day class. Find out more at HoustonOTA.com and listen to Power Trading Hour, weekdays at 2 p.m. on Business 1110 KTEK.
What is the Del Walmsley Radio Show?
Welcome to the Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. You need to stop being dependent on a paycheck. All of these self-help motivational people, they wind you up like a little clock. Click, 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 and then they'll let you go. Boom!
And who is the show about?
I'm your host, Del Walmsley, and as always, we're working on your financial freedom.
The Del Walmsley Radio Show, weekday mornings at 11 on Business 1110, KTEK, Alvin, Houston.
This is Business 1110.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Oh, I never know what's going to drop on the line. Hey, well, we hope you can touch this, and we hope you're in touch with the Unleashed Radio Hour. I'm your host, Ron Klinger, dialed in today here on this fine Monday. I'm repping out here in H-Town. We got a big Astros game number 3 tonight against the boys from the Bronx and those dreaded Yankees. I'm not a Yankee fan. Some of you might be, and that's okay. It's just not my cup of tea. Hey, but look, I want to dial in today real quick. I'm going to hit the pause button temporarily. This show, the Unleashed Radio Hour, is a production of Motivational Transitions. You can learn more by going out to motivationaltransitions.com. The show is also all about how to unleash your career and your business. And every now and again, I mix it up. I shake it up like a Polaroid picture. and we get into different topics that I try to make timely. And I say timely because today, in around the ballpark, college students are waking up on Monday classes. Some maybe just rolling out of bed, right? My point of that is right here, right now, when we start talking about unleashing your career or your business, we're going to put an emphasis on the career, on that path, on that trajectory for college students to be successful in their endeavors. So we're going to peel away at the onion and say, okay, stop. Collaborate and listen. We gotta have to get a little Ice Baby later, right? But my point of that is this. Right now, in the ballpark, plus or minus, it's about the eighth week of the fall term for those that are on a college semester. There aren't many colleges left out there on the quarter system, where they're probably a little further along than that. But most that I'm aware of, most that are out there are on that semester system. So we're going to break into that and again, give a little college knowledge. Now, some of these tips aren't just unique to college students. Some of these tips that we're going to talk about are unique for high school students. Not unique, but can be applied to high school students, to any student that's out there. I'm just putting it in the mind frame, and the real target is going to be that first-year college student or that first-year college student and their parents and their family. And I get an opportunity. I go out here locally in the greater Houston area in the metro region, and I get to talk to Aggie Moms Clubs, which is basically, I'm just going to call it how it is. It's like a super moms club, right? They are all about supporting their sons and their daughters that attend either Texas A&M or Texas A&M at Galveston. And being an Aggie, I get out and I do that at free of charge pro bono to do some outreach, but also to do some education on things that, we just don't typically share. Now, what makes me qualified to do this? Why me? Well, ironically enough, I've got about a 15-year career working in higher education. I've got my master's in higher ed administration, which is basically it's an MBA, but how to run higher ed, right? Because someone's got to run it. And so experiences that I've gained in working with students. I also do academic and career coaching, currently doing it right now. I've got 2 clients trying to help 2 young men figure out where they're going to go and how they're going to grow, not only their academics, but their career pursuits. And when I stop and I look at what's timely right now, man, right now, it's about the midpoint of the semester. Right now is that time where there's a lot that's going on, and I just felt the need to share a little bit of love today. So we're gonna pull out the little red whistle and give it a little college knowledge coaching session today. And I'm going to break that down by first sharing, look, you want to go out, you want to learn more, go out to motivationaltransitions.com. And as always, I would love for you to follow along on Facebook at Unleashed Radio Hour. Go out there, just search Unleashed Radio Hour and stay tuned to some of the things that are popping, that are crack-a-lacking with the show, topics that are going up, some ideas and some thoughts. But I'm going to give you there's 3 buckets that we're going to really dig in and kind of peel away at today. And the first one that I think is just absolutely critical, I'm just calling it's a pulse point. It is a pulse point that we definitely need to be mindful of and that needs to stay on point. That if you're a student in college or you've got your mom and a pop and you got a college student that is out there, this is that point where we take a pulse. Now, we should be doing this all throughout the academic career, but right now we're getting to that midpoint. Right now we're getting to that time frame where, some questions on some things have to take place. Now, I'm going to put a little PSA in here. I'm going to talk about some things in a generality. I'm always going to defer to the institution that you're attending or that your son or daughter is attending. I can't know every policy, every timeline, every academic calendar that exists, every deadline that you could be mindful of. So I'm going to speak in some generalities, but I'm going to encourage you to learn more by visiting the specific institution that your son or your daughter is attending, be it Texas A&M, be it that school in Austin that I don't talk much about, be it the University of Houston, be it a private school like Rice University, or even be a community college. And we've got tons here in the greater Houston area, be it the San Jacinto Community College District or College of the Mainland, Galveston College, Lone Star College, whatever the case might be. Take what I'm going to say and then apply it to the specifics that you're going to need to dig in and find out on their specific websites, because I can't answer it all. But if you do have questions about what we're going to get into, feel free to give us a call, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. And I want that out there because I want you to feel free to get in touch. I'll point in the direction that I can best point you in, but at the same flip of the coin, look, I can guide and facilitate. That's about the best that I can do to help you out. Use my experience to share that. Hey, and if you really want to get involved and you don't want to call in, send a text, 281-892-1972. That text line is open here in the studio, 281-892-1972. So let's talk about this piece about taking a pulse. And part of the driving force behind what it is that and why I want to share this information is because most people that are out there, most families, most college students, they don't have access to some of this information. And we stumble and we fumble and we try to figure it out. And in the end, it can become very costly. So I'm trying to give a little dose of proactive, preventative medicine, if you will, on some things to think about, on what you need to focus on in a timely fashion. You see, the reality is no matter what college or university, whether it's a community college, it doesn't matter. The driving force behind things that students need to comprehend and understand is absolutely intimately centered around an academic calendar. And that's where I want to start this conversation, is it's a time to take a pulse. At what point or what juncture are you at in those academic pursuits? What week is it? And let me tell you why I'm breaking this down. Because the institution, although they may point to it, and it's not necessarily to their fault, it's how they're wired, but we need to do a better job of understanding that especially incoming students and their families that are coming out of high school, it's a huge disconnect. It's a huge disconnect because at least for 4 years, right? At least for 4 years, and maybe 3 because you had a student that maybe graduated from high school early with some academic credits, you've been on a strict routine regimen of schedule. And there's an academic calendar at the high school level, right? It's the school calendar for the year, but it takes on a different shape and different form at the collegiate level. Why? Because there's very key deadlines that are in there that I'll talk about here shortly. So first thing I need you to understand in this pulse check is understanding where from that start to finish. Every college or university has first day and last day of that term. Again, be it a quarter system, but most are running off of a semester. Semesters typically run 16 to 18 weeks. And you're like, but Ron, if you're talking about it's 8, well, I know, right? We're in and or around that 8th week of the semester, right? I said, depending upon when the first day of classes started, where we need to take that pulse. So you need to know when was the start and when is the end, where am I at? There are deadlines about adding courses, dropping courses, changing the type of grade in the course from a grade to a pass or a fail. Lots of things that different campuses do. And the reason I bring that up, all of that, and I don't care what campus you're on, all of those things, whether it's a community college or a 4-year institution, you'll be able to find those key critical dates, those key critical points of that academic progress on an academic calendar. So you need to know where you are at that time. No different than in high school. It just takes on a different role because at high school you get all these reminders, you get all these notes. Oh, guess what? At the collegiate level, they expect you to be the adult where you understand it and you drive that bus. Toot toot. Because no longer do the wheels on the bus go round and round. You have to drive that experience. And that's a huge transition where students succeed or they don't. All right, so that pulse point that I'm trying to get to you, know where you are in your academic calendar and understand the academic calendar to know that it is the driving force. I'm going to give you a quick story of my own personal experience. I was a first-generation college student, right? Not a knock on anybody in my family whatsoever, right? Contrary to popular belief, I was the first one to go because the game changed. The game changed. My parents and my aunts and my uncles and everyone, you didn't have to go to college to make it back then. You just didn't. It wasn't expected. It wasn't required. That changed with my generation. That changed in the 80s and in the 90s. And all of a sudden, we've been preaching and teaching now for 20, 25 years, graduate from high school, go to college, and get a job. And I'm telling you, that formula is broken. We'll talk about that in the last segment here today. But here's my point. Didn't have to do that. So as a first-generation college student, I'm going to close up with this why on the pulse check. I got myself in a math class. It was business calculus. Woohoo! Right? And where I went to school, crazy world as it was, it meant every single day for an hour. So it was a 5-hour credit course. Okay, 5-hour credit course. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't know of any of those that exist in the great state of Texas, right? But where I went to school, my undergraduate degree, roll along, Fighting Falcons of Bowling Green State University, right? We had a 5-hour credit course. It was my business calculus class. I did not know about the academic calendar. I was a first-generation college student. Why did this bite me in the hiney? And boy, howdy, it bit hard. I was struggling. I was struggling in a class that if I had known I could switch, if I'd known the deadlines, I would have changed to another section. But I didn't know. I didn't know there was a deadline. I got a D on the first test, a D on the second test. All the while, I'm trying to make it onto the baseball team because I'm a preferred walk-on. I've got the fall ball to make the program. If I don't have the academics, and that's what I want to leave you with. If you don't have the academics, and they can tell you can't come back. So it's very important to do a pulse check. But I couldn't change classes. I couldn't get into a class where I could do better. And it just created problems for me. Why? Because I wasn't aware. My goal today is to help you become more aware of where things are in the semester, what to do, how to do to be successful for the remaining weeks that are coming. And we'll talk about tips and strategies on how to do just that when we come back from this break.
Hey, this is Mark Conley from Lone Star Money Resource on moneyresourcemedia.com. Thursdays at 1 p.m. We here at Wealth Design Group are inviting you to attend our awesome, engaging coaching event where we're going to be discussing the ghouls of investing, who and what to avoid this Halloween season. It's going to be bloody. It's on October 26th at 6:30 p.m. over by City Center. For info or to RSVP, call 281-220-2713. Securities products and advisory services offered through Park Avenue Securities, a member of FINRA SIPC.
With work, school, and now especially all the cleanup after Harvey, does life get too busy? Life happens, and it's easy to overlook important financial aspects. IIE Financial has created a short newsletter titled 3 Things Investors Overlook When Life Gets Busy, and we think this can help you stay on track. Call today at 832-953-4998 to get your free copy. That's 832-953-4998. IIE Financial, willing the good of another.
Attention managers, business owners, and human resources professionals. Do you struggle with positively engaging and developing your team? Hi, this is Ron Klinger, host of the Unleashed Radio Hour. For over a decade, I have been coaching and helping leaders just like you. From management and leadership training to individual coaching and support, I can help you address the everyday challenges you face in your business or organization. If you're looking for a partner to your success, call the man who can help you with your plan. You can reach me online at motivationaltransitions.com or by phone at 832-746-9760.
This is Business 1110.
Yeah, we coming with it now here, little Bulls on Parade. Yeah, kicking it out there to those Houston Texans. Got a W yesterday. That was all good and grand. Hey, we want you to have a W and a win. Hashtag winning and your college experience and what you're doing and how you're going about it. That is the topic of today. I'm your host, Ron Klinger, and this is the Unleashed Radio Hour. Look, when we went to that break, we were talking, I shared that story about, I wasn't aware of an academic calendar. It's critical and it's crucial, and I'm gonna stop and pause and not be able to dig into that much more. But to say this, I don't care where your son or your daughter is attending, you have to be aware of what that academic calendar is, and you need to know. It's very easy to find on all the websites. There are key deadlines, key things that are out there, and that's the pulse that you've got to take. The other pulse that you've got to take is understand, okay, now that I know where I'm at in the course or the time of this semester, right, where am I as it relates to where I've got to go? So what I want to do, I preach this and I teach this. I require this of my coaching clients when I'm helping my college age and high school age students. You don't have a choice. You've got to, and I say this, very important message coming now. You absolutely have to keep track of your grades. You've got to keep track of your grades. If you don't, it's like your bank account. Right? It's the currency by which you're going to be able to progress or not progress, and it is the currency that's going to enable you to stay in school. And what I mean by that is this is an amazing thing. It's called a college transcript, right? It's called a college transcript. And you've got to absolutely protect it. You've got to protect that transcript at all costs. Why? Because, look, it's something where someone might go, hey, I'm doing good, but I'm gonna change this around. I'm gonna do something different, and I'm gonna change majors, or I'm just gonna, I'm not cut out to be at this school. I'll just go somewhere else. Okay, that's your absolute choice. You can do that, but newsflash: I don't care where you go. I don't care what institution you attend now, later, or down the road. You're going to get caught by the almighty application at wherever you're going to transfer to or whatever you're going to do, and they're going to ask you, please send all transcripts from every previous institution that you have ever attended. When I said your grades and keeping track of them is just like your bank account, it is because that becomes the currency of your ability to progress forward in your academic pursuits. Either that or you better be a great storyteller. Well, you see, my dog ate my homework, and, if you don't have that transcript, admissions officers aren't going to accept you because you didn't do well over there. What's to say you're going to do differently here? And that's what happens so many times. I have seen it time and time and time again, where great, wonderful students, they misfire. Wrong campus, wrong degree, wrong classes. Something's not right. And then they have a transcript that they basically have dug a hole that it's going to take forever and ever to dig out and fill that hole in. And that's where it is critical to keep track of one's grades. If you hear nothing else from me today, you got to know where you are at every point in time, let alone if you're on scholarship, let alone if you have to maintain a certain grade point average or ratio where you're attending in order to receive those funds. Or, heaven forbid, full-time enrollment that's tied to, get this, benefits on insurance. It's all out there, but a lot of people don't know about this. And I'm going to say it again. Your grades are your currency when you're a college student. And I know it costs a lot of money to go to school. I get it. But it's like this, and it's just, you can find this out at Unleashed Radio Hour on Facebook. Right? College, you can only choose two of the following. You can only choose two. You better have good grades, and that better be one of them. And you got to choose. You can only choose two of the three. So if I'm telling you got to choose good grades, do you choose social life or enough sleep? Ha! It is a problem. You want that social life? All good. Well, then how's that going to work to good grades? Because guess what? You ain't going to get, it's a balance equation. We'll talk more about that balance on your currency of where you are in this semester with this College Knowledge Edition here on the Unleashed Radio Hour.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Why? Because you can save 45% on packages compared to your high-priced cable bill. Wow. Take those giant scissors out and cut the cable and save with Dish TV. Plus, you get a free DVR upgrade to record your favorite shows and free installation. And with Dish Anywhere, you can watch TV for free on your mobile device. Act fast. You can save hundreds of dollars. Does your cable company do that for you? I don't think so. Get all the best TV programming at your fingertips at a fraction of the price of cable TV. So say adios, arrivederci, goodbye to the high cable bill and save up to 45% on Dish TV packages today. These are limited time offers and can change at any time. Call fast. 800-344-2066. 800-344-2066. 800-344-2066. That's 800-344-2066.
This is Business 1110.
Yo, Vanilla, kick it one time, boy.
Yo, VIP.
This is gonna be cool.
All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ron's here with the college invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Studying for my classes, I dream about it nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. I'm tracking my grades, so I flow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage and get the grades like I can do dance. Yeah, that came to you live and direct. That was free flowing. Can I get an amen? Oh, I may go down on the ground after that one, lose all my air because I can't breathe. Whoop, between that and a direct TV commercial. I need air. Hey, listen, we've been having some fun here. And look, I got to share this. I'm streaming live out there on Facebook. And I've got my brother Tex up at Minnesota, at the University of Minnesota, who chimed in Says, hey, Ron Superman da Bomb is here. But he gives a great tip. He works with college students as well. He works with retention initiatives. And the point that he shared here, and I love this network of the world that can enable us to connect for good and positive reasons, says, you know what, the thing that he shares with students, you got to be willing to ask for help and raise your hand. And I couldn't agree with that more because, look, we have stigmatized that our society has put it out there that look, if you're asking for help, you're weak. No. The truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, if you need help and you don't ask for it, that's on you. The key to be told is if you recognize you need help and assistance, if you recognize that you need the support, it is a strength to ask for assistance, right? And that's the key is it's like, man, I tell you, don't, because guess what? I guarantee, and we say this all the time, and I've taught college level classes, I've been on college campuses, and I've said the following. If you got a question, ask. Because I guarantee you, if you've got one, then someone else has the same question. And not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping others. But it's all on you if you don't ask that question, right? It's just, no, you're not going to get in trouble. No, you're not going to get, you've got to ask. And now is that time when we take that pulse at midterm times or wherever the case might be, because you're great students and you're listening and heeding to the advice that the little red whistle is professing of you're keeping track of your grades, then you are fully aware of where you are at every point in time. And see, that's one of the things that I require, and I wish every student would be able to do this. First thing is, can you calculate your grade point average? Can you know exactly where you are overall cumulatively at every point in time in the semester? And if you don't know that, well, then hit me up at motivationaltransitions.com. We'll teach you how, because that's critical. Keeping track of those grades so that you can calculate that, well, that's huge as well. Right? And almost all college campuses that I know, not every single one, but most of them, they're dialed in on a 4.0. You get it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.0 scale. Not this crazy insanity that we have on high school campuses around here in the state of Texas where there's a 4 and there's a 5 and there's an 8 and there's a 10. Hey, let's pick it up. I'm in here. It's like an auctioneering system. Doesn't do anybody any good. So if you're going to be able to know what you've got to do, you got to know where you stand. And again, I'm coming back to it again. I'm taking the train back to the station. Toot, toot, right? We are here. You've got to keep track of those grades. They are the currency that's going to allow that check, i.e. your transcript, i.e. your degree, to carry you to that next point and juncture along your life journey so that you can unleash your career, so that you can do the things that are there. Real quick, you have a question on that point of asking questions. You need to do some self-reflection as well. So what's working for me? What's not working for me, and what do I need to do to improve? Because here's the bugaboo, and I mean it is the bugaboo of all bugaboos. High school students get it a little bit, college is on another level. You're going to have to learn what each and every single instructor wants each and every semester. So what's working in this class may not be working in this class. And maybe you're taking a part 1 and you're taking a part 2 course. Well, what worked well in part 1 may not be working in part 2. It is a life skill to be able to hit that pause button and ask yourself honestly, in my effort, scale of 1 to 10, how am I doing? What is working? What is not? What do I need to continue? And what do I need to stop? And that's true, because guess what? You're going to have to dance to the music that you're going to get by whatever it is that you are or are not doing to support your academic progress. That's the point of this show. That's the college knowledge that we drop in here today on the Unleashed Radio Hour. Hey, we're going to dance to a break. So everybody get your groove on. Get down, shake and bake. We'll be right back.
So what would you do with an extra $500 a month in your budget? $500. This isn't hypothetical, by the way. This is something you may need to think about very soon if you decide to become a member of Medi-Share. Medi-Share is a way to pay for your health care, and typically it costs $500 less per month for a family versus other health care plans. So seriously, think about this. You could pay off loans, pay down a mortgage, save the money for retirement, donate to charity. That would be a big deal. But you know what? Here's the best thing. Medi-Share works. It has 250,000 members, and it's growing fast. With Medi-Share, not only do you save, You don't have to pay for things you don't believe in either, and that is a beautiful thing too. So here's how you can find out more, and you might actually wind up saving even more than $500 a month. So check into it. Here's the number. Call 844-41-BIBLE. That's 844-41-BIBLE. Now available in Montana. Call 844-41-BIBLE.
This is Business 1110.
All right, we're rocking, we're rolling. Hey, we're having a great time. I'm getting some wonderful engagement via text, via online. We're streaming live. I'm out here on Facebook, streaming live on my personal account because I've been having fun with that. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my brother, one and the only, David. Yes, hey, we did drop some free flow in that last segment. And look, you're absolutely correct in dancing in and partnering up with Tex and his feedback, and amen to him. Is, you do have to ask questions, and you can't wait till the end of the semester. That's why I'm putting this out here and this timeliness right here, right now. And if I know I've got a lot of friends in academia that are out there that are like, preach on, brother, preach on. Can I get an amen? Amen. we got it there, too. I'm pushing all the buttons today, ladies and gentlemen. We're pushing them all. Hey, but look, it is absolutely crucial to stay on top of the grades, know where you're at in the semester as far as the calendar is concerned. Know what's working, what's not. Continue to do what's working. Change or adapt what's not. Ask for help when the help is needed. Because if you're not asking for the help, man, ain't nobody going to be able to help you. Right? And again, I keep saying it time and time again. I'm getting all worked up in here. I got to take off my Astros hat. Go Stros, by the way. Beat them Yankees today, right in the Bronx. But here's where we're trying to get to with this. You've got to drive that bus. And that's when my buddy Tex is dialed in again from Minnesota. And that's what I love. So you got to take control of your education. You are making the investment, not only financially, but in the time and the energy that you're putting towards getting that degree. And if you don't put in that investment to get everything you can get out of it, then you're going to get what you get, and you can't throw a fit, right? And I share this. A lot of times folks don't look at, and I have to hit the pause myself. A lot of times people are like, well, I'm paying all this money for this degree. I should be getting A's. Well, no, you don't buy grades. You earn them. And the equivalence, that story that I love to share is you may have a gym membership. But just because you have a gym membership to the local gym doesn't mean you're going to get slim. You got to go. You've got to participate. And it's the same thing in your academics. College is one of those unique things. There is a real high price tag. I'm not going to differentiate or delineate that. Yes, there is financially, dollars and cents, right? Just ask the $1.3 trillion of student loan debt that's sitting out there in this country as to where that is and why that is, right? But the point that I'm going to get to is if you're going to choose to go, and listen, I'm not saying every high school graduate is ready to go to college. So when I get this, it's an old adage, I think Mike Ditka did it on ESPN or something or other, where it was like, stop that. Parents, stop sending your sons and daughters off to school when they're not prepared and they're not ready for that process. Time, money, energy, and resources are being spent on an ill-prepared process if they're not ready. You got to be honest. And it's, okay, I had to go to Happy Place. I'm so tired of our society of keeping up with the Joneses. Just because Susie down the street or Johnny next door is doing A, B, or C doesn't mean that that's the best thing to do for your son and daughter. You got to know them well enough. The whole key to success, this is just my belief, so it's my airtime. I'm going to profess it. Every single one of us has unique gifts, talents, and strengths. We have our interests. We have our personality and that of what we value in the career and the work that we can do. That's the special journey that your son or your daughter needs to be on, right? We've got to stop cramming down everyone's throat. Graduate from high school, go to college, and get a job. Because the other part that's in there that's absolutely missing from that equation that I've talked about time and time again on this show, from an HR angle, from a future workforce development angle, we're not telling them, oh, by the way, go get some experiences so that when you graduate, you're not just like everybody else with a college degree. Can I get an amen? Amen. Because I got people giving me amens on Facebook, too. That's why I'm asking for it, right? Because now what we wind up doing is we wind up graduating basically a flock of sheep. Everybody that's done what everything's been told out there, and listen to me, I am not beating down the higher ed experience or the significance thereof. I'm trying to say, be prepared. Be prepared. And in the changing dynamics, listen to me loud and clear, and I'm going to say this twice because it's that significant. We are facing an unprecedented time in the workforce. Why am I talking about college knowledge now? Because we do need those that are in college to graduate and they get out and they engage and they take on successful career paths. The unprecedented part of where we are in our workforce dynamics, we've never, ever retired a generation with sheer numbers the size of the baby boomers. Let alone, that's just numbers. Let's just numbers. I mean, there's only 81 million baby boomers in the United States. And if you don't think that's real, I know on my side of town alone, I can come up with 3, possibly 4, because I don't know what one is being built yet, specific assisted or other type of living communities for aging adults that are popping up. Why? Because there's that many baby boomers that will be retiring. And they don't want to have to worry about mowing the grass. They don't want to have to worry about home upkeep. We are an aging country, society. So the question is, who takes up the load? We are at a unique point. And why all this grades, why all this college knowledge stuff? If you're out there, great, then you better get it. You better get it. You better be able to dial in, know where you are, manage your time wisely, take courses that are going to benefit where you want to go and how you want to grow. Because that is the key to that journey. And one of the big things that I want to talk about here, and I've got time in this segment, and I'll close back here to some of the workforce dynamics piece. The workforce dynamics matter because we need engaged employees out there doing every type of job that's going to be coming open. They're already coming open. Right? Baby boomers are starting to retire. The only thing that's delayed that process was the recession and the housing bust of 2008 and 2009. Otherwise, we'd already be there. It's just been delayed. It's a-coming, and it's fact, right? Just go around, if you're a parent or you're someone that's out there working, just look across your organization. Who's going to retire in the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years? Because all the stats out there, by 2025, the millennials will be 75% of the workforce, i.e., your recent college graduates and your college students that are coming in. So why do they need to learn some of this? Because some of these things I'm talking about, they're life skills. They're not just skills to be successful in college. They're skills to be successful in life. And one of the things is you got to ask for help. We've hit that. You got to know where your time frame is. You got to know where your balance is, whether it's your checkbook in this case for life skills, or in this case the currency of college, which are your academic grades and your academic transcript. It's your balance sheet. But the other thing is, in asking for help, there are resources available on every college campus. And they may be called something different at the University of Minnesota or here in the University of Houston or wherever else. But there are resources that are centered around student life and student support that have to be utilized because you're paying for it. There are people on campuses that can help you. If you need tutoring, I guarantee you almost all campuses have some form of tutoring services. And typically that's a math lab, it's a writing lab, it may be something else, right? Do you know what those resources are, and are you taking advantage of them? Here's one crazy, wait for it. Hey, there's a student life office on just about every campus where they have student organizations where you can get involved in the other education. Why does that matter? Because, sometimes you need a break from those academic rigors. You need something fun. You need a balanced equation to what you're doing as a college student. Because college, it's supposed to be fun. But here's the little nuance. Here's the little kicker there. You can't make it be all about the other education and not put attention to the academics. Because if you don't have the academics, institutions, they can suspend you. They can put you on probation. They can kick you out. We don't care if you got the money. Don't care if you got the scholarship. Don't care what you got. Okay, if you don't maintain good academic progress, forget about it. That's why I'm putting it on here, because right now there's still time remaining in this semester and on most college campuses where you can make some decisions. Some campuses, speaking of those decisions and those resources, I tell the story everywhere I go when it comes to my college experience. Never, ever would I have graduated had I not built a relationship with my academic advisors. Why academic advisors? They are the ones that know the coursework that I had to take and complete in order to graduate. They are the ones that kept me on track towards graduation. They are the ones to help me understand what courses do I need to make sure that I stay engaged with so that I can get to graduation. If I didn't develop that resource and that relationship in that resource, I never, ever, ever would have graduated. Because I was one of those crazy dudes. I had it just happened. I didn't do this, and this is not a boast. Quite frankly, it's because as a first-generation college student, I didn't know any better. I was crazy and declared a double major. So my academic folks out there, I actually had 190-some credits that I earned in my undergraduate degree in 5.5 years. I say 5.5 because I spent 2 summers studying at the University of Guadalajara in Mexico. And that was a requirement that, by the way, because I developed a relationship with my academic advisor, we created a unique study plan for me to go down to the University of Guadalajara to fulfill my degree requirements. Yeah, I'm preaching it because I learned it, and I'm teaching it because it matters. It absolutely matters on every scale of the game that if you've got challenges, you've got needs, you've got to be able to maximize the resources on a college campus, no matter what it is. So if you're not aware, if you don't know, then the key is get out, learn, grow. Just take a day where you have a light load. Right? You have a light load. Take a day to get to know. And most of these services are centrally located or in common buildings. Go find out what they can do. Find out how they can help you. Not because you need the help now, but because you might need the help later. And then that way you know where to go. And that's no different than life of what happens when you're faced with challenges or struggles. Just ask everyone that was negatively impacted by Hurricane Harvey here in Houston. They need to know where to go. They need to find out where can I get help or assistance or support, because some of those folks have never, ever dealt with that experience ever before. It's about building experience. It's about the willingness for you to ask for help, to seek out help and support so that you can support a successful progression going forward in that academic pursuits of what you're trying to accomplish, to unleash your career and live the life that you're meant to live. That's what this gets down to. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back with our Be Positive segment of the day. Man, because guess what? If you don't take prayer and some of these things, if you ain't taking the praise of what we're preaching and teaching, well, then that academic transcript, it's going to be living on a prayer. And then you're going to hope to figure out, where do I go from there? Ha! You're dialed in. This is the Unleashed Radio Hour. We'll be right back after these messages.
If your car's no longer covered by a manufacturer's warranty, repairing it can break the bank. Rebuild, replace transmission, $3,200. Anti-lock brake system, $1,000. Rebuild, replace engine, $2,400. Truth is, once your warranty runs out, it's all on you. Every last cent. A vehicle service contract just makes sense. And a vehicle service contract from Toco Warranty makes the most sense. Many other companies hit you with a large down payment. With Toco, there's no down payment. And with Toco, you can pay as you go with affordable payments. Don't waste another minute. Pick up the phone and call Toco right now to start saving big money on expensive covered auto repairs. Prices vary by vehicle. The monthly price for most plans, about the cost of a tank of gas per month. Get your free quote now. Call Toco at 800-269-3100. That's 800-269-3100. 800-269-3100. Cancellation fee may apply. Subject to eligibility. Not available in Missouri and Washington. Waiting period and deductible apply. Coverage provided and administered by Warrantech Corporation or its affiliates. Not affiliated with any manufacturer or dealership. Visit TocoWarranty.com for complete terms and conditions.
Attention managers, business owners, and human resources professionals. Do you struggle with positively engaging and developing your team? Hi, this is Ron Klinger, host of the Unleashed Radio Hour. For over a decade, I have been coaching and helping leaders just like you. From management and leadership training to individual coaching and support, I can help you address the everyday challenges you face in your business or organization. If you're looking for a partner to your success, call the man who can help you with your plan. You can reach me online at motivationaltransitions.com or by phone at 832-746-9760.
This is Business 1110.
turning it down, we turning it up, we free flowing, right? Boogity boogity boo, whatever you want to do. Oh, you're having fun. Yes, today is the day about working with the man who can help you with your plan. That's what we're trying to do here today on the Unleashed Radio Hour. Shouts out to my bro Chris, who just jumped in out there on Facebook. Hey, listen, we've been talking today about college knowledge. We've been talking about, look, the end game here is how do you make sure that is successful? How do you make sure that as you invest, not only time, energy, and resources, that you get the most out of that college experience? And I'm a huge advocate. If you're not ready or your son or daughter is not ready, please, for the love of all things good, don't force them out the door into a time frame and to doing something, because that's what society has said we have to do. Hogwash, right? Hogwash. I've known successful people that go out, that do things, that have done it not in the norm, not in the flock of sheep, right? But in the fact that they truly stopped and looked at what was in their best interest. And that's really what I want to talk about. When I think about if I had to put something that was an umbrella over this topic today, it truly is about success. It's about awareness. It's about knowing. It's about doing. And one of the great quotes from Vince Lombardi was, "Success only comes before work in the dictionary." And it's so true. It is so true. And the thing that I love about the academic journey is students that invest, that work hard, get the return of that investment, which then says, hey, if I do more of that, I'll get more of what I want. See, nothing's handed out. Nothing's given for free, contrary to popular belief. I don't care, free this, free that. No, there's something always attached to it. And part of the key thing that is there, it's and here's another one. Success does not lie in results, but in efforts. Being the best is not so important. Doing the best is all that matters. And that's what we're really dialing in today. What are you doing to drive your success? What are you doing to make sure? It's called effort. The one thing, attitude and effort are the two things. I said one, but there's two. Your attitude and your effort are the things that you personally can control. You can personally influence. And forget about the rest. Stop playing the game of keeping up with everybody else. That's what gets students in trouble. That's what gets students out of whack. That's what gets students not living a life for them, because, wait a minute, they're the ones that get up and put their feet on the floor and go to class. They're the ones that have to study. They're the ones that have to write the papers. Shout out to the parents. It's not about you. It's about them. And they need to be successful. Yeah, this topic, it kickstarts my heart. It gets me going, because you know what? If you don't, then we graduate in a motley crew that's going to go out there not knowing what to do in the workplace, not having the skills to adapt. Oh, yeah, I just did make that happen. I just did call out that motley crew with Kickstart My Heart. Hey, we'll come back with the closing segment. You're dialed in here. This is the Unleashed Radio Hour. We'll be right back.
Writing a Christian book, you're doing an amazing thing, getting it all down on paper. But once you've got the manuscript, then what? Well, you can spend a year or more trying to find a publisher, or you can cut right to the chase. Make your book real with Xulon Press. Finding a publisher is time-consuming and uncertain. With Xulon Press, things are quick and definite. They specialize in one thing, helping Christian authors put their books in print. Xulon Press will publish your book. Xulon Press gets it into bookstores. Your book is on Amazon. Work with Xulon Press and there's no question, you are a published author. If you're writing a Christian book, get your free publishing guide from Xulon Press. Just log on to ChristianPublishing.com. That's ChristianPublishing.com. Xulon Press. Book publishing by Christians for Christians. Get your free publishing guide at ChristianPublishing.com. Xulon Press is a division of Salem Communications, the same people who bring you this nifty radio station.
This is Business 1110.
Yeah, we're breaking it down a little old school today. A little salt and pepper. Yeah, a little pushing. Hey, we hope that you're pushing through on this great, fine Monday. Man, I tell you what, the key out there, and today what we've been talking about is that college knowledge. A huge part is playing that calendar bingo, knowing the academic calendar, knowing where you are at any point in time of semester, not only in the time frame, but also where you reside as it relates to grades, as it relates to your efforts. Are you putting that forth? And really understanding the resources that are available if you are a college student. Now, if you're a parent that's out there and you're like, man, I just throw my hands up in the air, wave them around like they just don't care because you don't know what to do, then you can get a hold of me. Go out to UnleashedRadioHour.com. You can also follow along at MotivationalTransitions.com, and you can reach me on both websites. You can also find me on Twitter at Ron Unleashed, and we're also out there on Facebook, Unleashed Radio Hour. You know, and I gave some quotes in the last segment, our Be Positive segment, and I want to kind of bring the show to, which has just flown by. Mike and I were sitting here on break like, woo, where did today's show go? It's like, it's gone. You know, I could talk about this forever and ever because I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've watched great, wonderful young students who just struggle in this transition, right? And I think we as a society need to do a much better job to prepare them for what's to come. And I just can't stress that enough. I think that's critical, and I think that's important. It's great that I know that I've got colleagues like my brother Tex that's up in Minnesota that's been chiming in today. My buddy David that's out at the University of Houston, Clear Lake, who's been listening. My brother Chris that's out there giving shout-outs to everybody that's following along, right? You know, and just I think Jared has been chiming in as well, too. You know, and I just... Guys, the reality is, everybody that's listening out there, when we start talking about the next generation of leaders, we start talking about the youth that are currently enrolled, that are attending colleges or university campuses, you know, they are the future of what we're looking for. And we have to do a long, hard look in the mirror as adults who are helping them in this path, in this journey. Are we doing everything that we can to create a realistic perspective of what life's going to be as an adult? And I think we've skewed that. I think we've done too much hand-holding. I think we've been too much of giving and wanting and having and not enough doing. And I think that's where I draw the line. When I look at, you know, man, we've got to create behaviors that not only transcend what goes on in the college or the university life experience, but also that translate out to being effective, contributing members to society. And that's really what I want to take you down that road today. That college knowledge is about how do you get through it successfully? How do you make sure that journey that you're going to take is one that protects that currency of a college experience known as your transcript, and that you make well-informed decisions about how to progress forward. Again, the PSA that I gave earlier, if you got specifics about your campus, I've got to refer you back to that campus community, to your website, to those academic advisors, to those counselors that are on campus and other staff members that are there to support you in that process and that journey and are there to support your son or daughter if you're a parent that's listening in. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to another rapid close of today's show. This one flew by faster than we could even blink, and it is always for me an honor and a privilege to be on the airwaves doing what I can do to put information, tools, and resources out there to help you unleash your career and business. Yep, there's the music. Right now, it's time for me to close. I appreciate you being a part of today's journey with me. I hope you enjoy the beautiful weather today and for the rest of the week. And until next week, ladies and gentlemen, Ron Klinger signing off. See ya!